I'm Henrik Karlsson. I'm co-founder and CEO of Cosimo. I'm very happy to be here today. We were part of the vertical for supply chain this spring, which was very successful, and we're already actually working with a couple of you here in the room. So we have seen that there are lots of use cases for supply chain that, of course, links into the retail space as well. So we do AI automation, and we provide this as a service. What does this mean? Well, it means we do not focus on analytics, on insights, but we focus on replacing manual time in your staff. So we provide it as a service, which means you don't have to do a big investment, which decreases your risk to work with us and to work with automation. Also, focus on very quick implementation, typically a couple of few weeks, and also a very lean process to collaborate with us, which also yields a low footprint, so we don't lock you into our solution, which means also, of course, reduced risk for you working with us. So these are the key features of what we want to provide to you. And also I could mention that we work with automation, not with physical robots as you see here, but with software, which means that there is no need for these massive billion or hundreds of $1 million investments to start becoming more efficient and cost competitive. So we focus on cognitive tasks, that is decision making, especially low-level decision making every day to day. So we try to stay out of those regulated and life-critical tasks such as autonomous cars, and instead focusing on use cases we can bring value with the very low risk to. Our current customers include, for example, Volvo, working on their internal logistics, as well as Airbus, which has this very funny use case of transporting aircraft on aircraft. So those are some of our existing customers. And we work with them using a backend technology, which is very similar to Google DeepMind's AlphaZero. For you who haven't heard of that yet, it's one of the very latest and actually right now the very best algorithm that's made for actually board games such as chess and shogi and Go, but we use the same capabilities, including reinforcement learning, to bring to you so that you won't be a grandmaster in chess perhaps, but you will be grandmaster in logistics. So this is actually more powerful than classical data approaches, which will need lots of training time and lots of training data. If you look into the actual use cases on a more theoretical level, we focus on taking small level decisions such as where should we put this garment in the store, or where should we put this package in the truck going to which warehouse, all of those everyday decisions that your staff have to make. And while using machine learning, we are more flexible than rules-based algorithms, which often can't handle these kind of tasks. And of course, it also scales very well to very many different use cases. Our focus is then, of course, not only decision making, but also optimization, which is one part of taking decisions. And on a more theoretical level, you could call it graph traversal problems, i.e. traveling salesman problem, the shortest route between various points. But if you look on the very product side, the more concrete use cases, warehouse automation is a big, interesting field where I think we could help you guys. Also transport routing, freight packing, cross-docking, as well as load planning, various use cases for that. And we have collected all of these use cases into a deep cargo product. So this is for logistics and for supply chain management and for store management and for getting your products to the end consumer. Of course, we also have a second product which is more on the finance side. So this is about crunching numbers, and it's very versatile. It could do everything from payment allocation to reconciliation of accounts, and even customs verification use cases, verifying that you pay the right amount at the right time to your suppliers. All of those kinds of of use cases in the finance department. So if you're interested in more of our use cases, I won't test the system here and start playing videos, but I would love to show you some of our demo videos further on. If so, please come forward, and I have a couple of demos I can show you of these use cases in action. So to create value for you, we focus on cost cutting, but it's also about increased efficiency and real-time delivery, meaning that you don't have to wait for humans to reconcile payments or waiting for a change of load plans when there is a change of events, or if there is changed customer order, you can immediately serve that with using real-time machine learning with us. So we work with our customers, such as you guys, through a very short, lean process. Typically takes from our first meeting with your operations staff, it takes between 4 to 8 weeks to have the first use case in operation. So we had such, for example, such a workshop here in the United States with one of Volvo's departments last month, and our tech team is already now ready to deploy a customized model for them. So it's a very short, very lean process, taking 4 to 8 weeks. And it doesn't require any investment. Instead, you share your direct cost savings with us in a more modern business model, which is very much like a cloud-based approach. So I would be happy to answer any questions, and please don't hesitate to come forward and ask me any other details you would like to know about this later.